This is going to be a guided mobility session. I'm going to take you through some of the movement, but we'll do it step by step and show you like the process of how we can go through this for day to day. Child's pose, so I'm going to have you just like so. And then I just want you to extend those arms out in front of you. We're going to take a big inhale. And then exhale through the mouth. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let's go one more here. Sometimes when we start our mobility, you can feel that you might be like really stressed or things might be super tight. So you want to focus on trying to like down regulate your system a little bit so it can, one, relax, and then two, get in the positions that we want it to get into. With our first movement, which will be a 90-90, front leg will be at 90 degrees. This back leg will be at 90 degrees, just like so. Shift over. In the middle, there should be a box right here. And then this belly button, I want to rotate into this leg. Now we're gonna be wide with the hands, just like so. Stay tall. And my goal is to hinge the hips back. Now they won't really move, but you're gonna drive those hips back, let that chest come down, and you wanna push into the ground. So once I feel that full stretch without rounding the shoulders, I'm going to feel that stretch in this glute. I wanna push this into the ground. So I'm gonna drive hard, drive hard. Push, 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 push harder, push harder, push harder, push harder, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax. Shake it out. I'm gonna push into the ground as hard as you can. Belly button over toe. I'm gonna push, 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 push. Hinge the hips back and drive into the ground. We're driving for 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Stay nice and tall with the spine. I'm hinging the hips back. Feel that stretch. Once I feel I'm driving to the ground, drive harder, pushing harder, push, 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 push. Drive. If you cramp, that's okay. We want to drive through that, push through that, push, 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 push. 2, 1, and relax. Same thing on the other leg. Now there may be one side that's tighter than the other side. That's why you do both sides, right? So I'm gonna have you create that 90-degree box, 90 degrees, box in the middle. I'm gonna push this leg into the ground. I'm rotating that belly button into this front leg. Now once I'm rotated, same idea. I wanna hinge the hips back. I'm pushing my hips back, keeping my back flat. And once I feel that stretch in the right glute, I'm gonna drive this leg into the ground. Push harder, push, 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 push. Really push, really push, really push. Work for that range of motion. Push, 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 push. Relax. Now your goal with this is you're trying to push through further ranges of motion. When we do it, we're not trying to compensate with our back. So keep the integrity of your spine as you do that. If you can't go any further, just go there and just keep driving through that. No need to overgo or go further than your body will allow you to. Rotate towards that top leg, belly button into the front leg, just like so. Hands on each side, hinge the hips back. Once I feel that stretch, I'm gonna drive that into the ground. I'm pushing harder. I'm push, 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 push as hard as you can, push as hard as you can. Woo! Light it up, light it up. Push your leg through that ground, through the ground, through the ground, through the ground. And relax. Hips are kind of tight today. I can actually feel a tightness here. That's okay. That's just my internal rotation needing to kick in. Need to work on this a little bit more, right? So I'd like to go through this 5 times on each side. We're just gonna do 3 and 3 for the sake of example. So I'm gonna stay nice and tall. Wanna hinge forward, and then I'm gonna drive that leg into the ground. Drive, 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 drive. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Harder, harder, harder. Push, push, push. And relax. Shake it out. Right, so your hips should be feeling a little bit better after that. Now we're gonna move into the ankle combat stretch. This one, I am going to focus on my left leg right now. Shift all my weight into this top leg. So I'm keeping that heel on the ground the whole time. My goal is I want to really try to drive that knee over toe. So I like to use my body and actually kind of put it over that top of that toe. While maintaining this heel down, I'm gonna feel a nice thick stretch back of this leg. So staying tall, and I'm gonna drive over that leg, drive, 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 drive. And then once we have that stretch as far as we can go, I want to lift these toes up just like we were pushing the leg into the ground. So now I'm lifting the toes up. As I'm in that stretch, keep the heel on the ground. Lift, 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 lift. You should feel the front of the shin light up. Lift, 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 lift. Choo. Relax. Breathe out of it. We'll go for 3 on this one as well. Again, nice and tall. I'm gonna lean over that toe, body weight's over the left side. Keep that heel locked down. Once I get that end range, I can't go any further. I'm gonna drive those toes up. Drive, 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 drive. Pull them to the ceiling, pull the toes.
Feel the shin light up. It's gonna be on fire. Drive, 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 drive. Whew, golly.
That was kind of tough. Nice and tall.
Lean it over. So once I feel that stretch, I'm gonna drive those toes forward, drive those toes up to the ceiling, drive, 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 drive. Harder, harder, pull, 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 and relax. I'm gonna shift all my weight forward. So I'm gonna lean forward, lean forward. This one's a little bit tighter. Keep that heel on the ground, and I'm gonna drive these toes up. Oh man, this one's way tighter. You're gonna drive, 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 drive. Push in, drive, 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 drive. Keep that heel down on the ground. Push, 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 and relax. Pushing that knee over toe. I'm gonna keep that heel down and drive those toes up. Drive, 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 drive. Big push, big push, big push. Woo, it's on fire. Whew. And relax. And we'll go for one final one on this side here. Take a breather though. Push that knee over toe. Drive those, golly, what is it called? Grab your toes up. So I'm gonna push up, push, 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 push. Driving those toes to the ceiling. Feeling the front of my shin light up. Push, push, harder, 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 harder. Ooh. And relax. So as you're going through this, if you're breathing hard, you're sweating a little bit, you're actually doing it right. I shouldn't be going through these mobility drills and just kind of, okay, hanging out. No, this should be pretty tough. Like your muscles should be a little bit on fire. You should be breathing. You should get actually a good sweat going if you're doing it right, you know? We're gonna work on rotation now with our back. Be just like this, but I wanna bring this hand through. So I'm gonna bring this hand through just like so. And then I wanna try to get this shoulder towards the ground. As I do that, I'm going to exhale and push it to the ground. So I'm gonna exhale and drive, 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 drive. You should feel this big stretch in the back here. Rotate, 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 rotate. Rotate, and relax. This one I like to switch each time just to make sure it doesn't feel uneven. And do the same thing on this other side here. I'm gonna rotate through, driving this shoulder towards the ground. And I'm gonna push, 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 push. Really try to get that shoulder close to the ground. Drive, 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 drive. And relax. See if they feel the same, see if they feel different. Do the same thing here. I'm gonna rotate, so plant that hand on the ground. This hand comes underneath. I'm gonna creep it on over, drive that shoulder towards the ground, big push it to the ground. Breathe, 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 working for that position, trying to go further, further, closer to the ground. And relax. Same thing on the other side. I'm gonna push it on through. Drive that shoulder to the ground. Oh, god damn, this side feels tight. Push, 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 push. Really work for that rotation. Keep the hips stable, hips are in place, and I'm just gonna push, push, push that shoulder to the ground. Woo, and relax. So you do that for 5 on each side. Our next one, we're gonna be working on the shoulder mobility. So let's go face down, just like so. So I'm gonna get something for your face here, because you're actually gonna wanna put your forehead and your face really close to the ground. Now in this position, I'm gonna start with my hands behind my back, just like this. Now from here, I wanna squeeze my shoulder blades together. I'm going to think about pushing out my arms just like so, and I wanna keep my shoulder blades squeezed as I rotate. Once I get overhead, I'm gonna rotate my palms up. Push, 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 push. And I wanna try to touch the pinkies if I can. Keep those shoulder blades squeezed. I'm gonna come up, up, coming back, coming back, coming back. I'm gonna rotate back. Good. All the way to the lower back. And relax. That's one. Now your goal is to really control this range of motion. It will be tight in certain areas, and that's okay. So we'll go again. Squeeze that shoulder blades together. I'm going to kick the arms out. I want to rotate, rotate, rotate. Keep those shoulder blades squeezed as much as you can. Arms are above the ground. Good. Touch those pinkies if you can. I'm going to rotate back, rotate my hands in. Bring them behind my back. Oh, and relax. Yeah, that one's the most fun. Since I need to do it more, we're going to do one more. So let's do that same thing here. Take a breath, catch your breath. And let's squeeze those shoulder blades together. I'm going to put my forehead on the ground. I'm going to externally rotate. Push those hands out. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Keep them over the head. Pinkies together. Oh, goddamn. Gonna rotate back, rotate back, rotate back. Bring it back in.
And relax. Whew. Golly, that shit's so fun. That's what we got for today is that wall test. With this one, you want 3 points of contact. So we're gonna think about the back of the head. On the back of everyone's head, there's like a little bump. It's a nodule. You wanna put that nodule on the wall. Your upper back is gonna be on the wall. And then like the base of your hips or like your tailbone, that's gonna be on the wall as well. So those 3 points of contact, head, shoulders, and then the hips are on the back of that wall. From here, my arms are just up at 90, just like so, and I'm gonna try to bring my arms back all the way. This might be enough. People might feel like, oh man, I can't even maintain that. That's okay. So in this position, your feet can be away from the wall. I'd say about about 6 inches, that's fine. So again, feet are away from the wall, 1, 2, 3 points of contact, back of the wrists are on the wall. Now in this position, what I wanna think about is I have some space right here in my low back. I wanna collapse that space in. So while maintaining this position, I'm gonna try to collapse that space in just like so. Really feel my abs working. Push, 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 push. I really feel my shoulders working. Same thing, I'm trying to drive everything into that wall. More. And relax. Now, if you can't get your low back all the way to the wall, that's completely fine. Me personally, I sit a little bit more anteriorly, so my hips are kind of pointed forward like this. So this is a really good exercise for me to do to, one, kind of help that a little bit, but two, if I can't get all the way back to the wall, it's just my anatomy, right? So as long as we're pushing with intent, just like we did with the other drills, we're golden, right? So same idea. Shoulders, or head, shoulders, and hips. Arms are coming back. Let's keep everything nice and flush. And then I'm gonna try to drive my low back into that ground or to the wall, drive my low back into the wall, push, 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 push. Pushing everything a little bit harder, push, 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 push. Maintain that position. Whoo. Shake it out. So I'm feeling it in the back of my shoulders here. Feeling my abs really working to engage that position. That's perfect. Usually, again, go for about 5 of these. I'm gonna show you 3, just for the sake of example. Now, if you feel really good, you can try to bring your legs a little bit closer to the wall. If you have a bigger glutes, it might be kind of fucking hard, but try it out. So what you're gonna do, same idea. Hips, shoulders, back of the head. I'm gonna bring everything back, and then I'm gonna push that into the wall as much as I can. Drive my low back into the wall, drive, 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 drive. Keep everything nice and flush, back of hands. Flush, 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 and relax. Woo! So, go through those drills. You can do those daily. Those are really good drills to do for a daily basis. I've seen that they help with a lot of my clients, just as far as like aches and pains in their knees, their hips, their backs, their shoulders. And it's just gonna give you just a little bit more mobility for your day-to-day, so things don't feel so tight and rough. If you found this helpful, just leave a thumbs up.